Hello everyone, welcome back to Asia Does Stuff. I'm Asia, and today I have my April physical media haul. I cleaned up, and not that I bought a whole bunch of stuff, but I bought things that were really important to me, and I also bought some CDs and some other goodies. So, without further ado, let's get physical. First of all, I want to start with the CDs that I got. The first CD is the Linkin Park 20th anniversary of Hybrid Theory. I love Linkin Park as a band. They're probably, if not my favorite band, one of the top 10 favorite bands of mine. And this album, it's a double CD pack, was a must-have. I had to struggle to find this one too, but I found it at Walmart. Next up is Bruno Mars' new album, The Romantic. I haven't listened to this one yet because I like to be fully present and relaxed when I listen to new albums, but I feel like I'll get to it soon. Alright, on to the other goodies I got. The director's cut of Midsommar. I love this movie. I love how it looks. I love the characters. I love everything about this movie. So to find out that there's a substantial amount of time in the director's cut, I had to grab it. A24 was having a sale last month, and this is one of the things I picked up during. This movie has 24, almost 30 minutes of extra movie. And while to a casual, if you're like a casual fan of the movie and not like a big fan, it won't make or break the movie for you. But for me, it adds a substantial amount of context to conversations that Danny and Christian have. You get more insight into the rituals of the Harga. This movie is pretty incredible. It also came in this cool like canvas case, and look at what the movie comes in. It's this illustrated art book of the Swedish cult's art, and here is the movie. And it also has a foreword by Martin Scorsese that's really interesting to read. All right, the next thing I picked up was kind of pricey. This was the Hereditary script book. Hereditary is also another one of my favorite movies. I find it to be very scary and very, very bleak, wonderfully bleak. That's why I love Ari Aster. He is not afraid to go there. I can't wait to read this and look up all the details about how this movie was filmed. All right, on to the other physical media I have. I'm gonna start with DVDs since I don't have that many of them. I don't buy DVDs a lot, but I do tend to buy them for cartoons or things I can't find anywhere else. The first one is The Courage of the Cowardly Dog. I love this show. It's weird, it's wacky, it's creepy, and as far as its art style, I don't remember seeing anything else look like this. One of my favorite episodes is actually an episode that scared the crap out of me as a kid. Freaky Fred. If you remember that episode, then you know, but it made my skin crawl and it actually seeped into my nightmares, so I couldn't at the time, but it's something that I had to have because horror and cartoons go together great, in my opinion. Next up, we have 2-disc limited edition of Ghost Hunters. I am not a believer of ghosts, but I feel like I need more silly stuff to watch. I don't have enough like silly, bad, cheesy things to watch to like calm down at the end of the night. Most of my collection is serious movies, so I decided to get this one. I don't really remember Ghost Hunters that well, but I just know that they were very dramatic. I do plan on getting Paranormal Adventures or Ghost Adventures. I think it's called Ghost Adventures. Yeah, I plan on getting that one too. But for now, I got this one so I could just have something to fall asleep to. Next up, we're gonna go to the 4Ks. This first one is 8 Mile. I remember when this premiered on MTV. I was a fan of Eminem's music, and to see him in a movie was pretty cool. Also, the cast is pretty cool too, with Brittany Murphy and Anthony Mackie. I recommend it. Next up, we have a movie that has missed me somehow, Highlander. This was recommended to me by my husband. I love this. This was weird. It had a great soundtrack, and it has some wonderful landscapes featured in it of the Highlands of Scotland, which I love to see in film. And it's also a really insane story about immortals. So this movie definitely deserved to be in my collection. And this is also the director's cut. I haven't seen it enough to know what's extra, but it was a fun movie to watch nonetheless. Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde is such a fun and stylish and wonderfully made action film. I love this movie, and it also is elevated by the fact that Charlize Theron, she did the shit out of her stunts. I love that. She really put all that work in, and you can tell it looks better when an actor truly goes for it and does the work. This movie is great, and I cannot wait to watch it again. Next up, we got Dracula Untold. This is a double dip because I do have the DVD back there, and although it looks okay, it doesn't look great. I have a very large TV, so this is gonna get played. I can't wait. This movie did something really great with the lore of Dracula. That's why I like it. It's not a perfect movie, but I feel like it does something different and refreshing. And also Luke Evans as Dracula, that's such a smart idea. That's so smart. Whoever cast this movie, you're very smart. Next up, we have Candyman. Candyman by Nia DaCosta is such a wonderful way to bring the lore, the racial dynamics, and the brutality of Candyman into the modern world. I love how she did that. It's not a perfect movie, but it's pretty damn great. And a lot of the cinematography using the motif of mirrors and glass, it was pretty creepy. And on a sound system, this sounds amazing. Next up, we have The Ring. The Ring is one of my favorite horror remakes ever. There are not a lot of great remakes to international horror films, but this one is one I think understands the assignment as far as bringing a story to the West and adapting it for us, which makes sense. I love the original Japanese version, but this one does a great job at what it does too. You have Naomi Watts, who is a great actress. You have this beautiful blue-green hue that they accomplished in camera at the time, which I think is so cool because there's no other movie that looks like this. And it's the backdrop of the Seattle rain, and it's very creepy, and just how they play out the twist and everything is pretty amazing. Not to mention, this movie was very financially successful. It's the movie that made Hollywood think they could do remakes, so as far as international horror films. I got a couple of steelbooks. The first one is Wonder Woman 84. This is a bad movie. Like I said, sometimes in my collection, I need some bad movies to just relax to and just put on and do whatever the hell. So this is one of those movies. I also really like the art of this steelbook. For some reason, this was almost hard to find. So in my opinion, if something's hard to find, it might be valuable, possibly. Next up, we have Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood is such a monumental movie. I saw it very young. John Singleton was such a great storyteller, and it sucks we'll never get another movie or show from him. But for now, I picked up this steelbook because I thought it was really unique and really cool. I also plan on getting the John Singleton trilogy from Criterion when the sale drops because it's really hard to find Baby Boy. So I will be double dipping because I have Poetic Justice back there too. All right, on to the Blu-rays. First one is VHS Viral. I am a lover of the VHS series. I have 3 more movies left to go. This one is pretty good. I remember hating it when I first saw it, but it grows on you, especially considering where technology has gone and where it's going. This one becomes better up on a rewatch, and there's some creepy segments in here too. Next up, I pre-ordered VHS Halloween. This one is so wacky and so inventive. I feel like they got back to who they are with this one. I love VHS Halloween, and so many of these segments are shocking, and a few of them are very funny. So VHS Halloween, I had to pick this one up. 28 Years Later, Bone Temple. I had to pick this one up and watched it right away, and I really loved it. I actually thought in certain ways it was better than 28 Years Later, the first one, because this one actually leans into the brutality of humans more. So this one, in that regard, is better, even though I do really love both movies. The first one had that Danny Boyle flair that I feel like most people didn't understand or probably just didn't like, but Danny Boyle, I'm a huge fan of, and I have a lot of his movies back there. These are gearing up to be a great trilogy of films, so I was happy to pick this one up. Next up, we have Best Man Holiday. I don't know how I haven't seen this one. I love the original Best Man, and I need to get that one on Blu-ray as well. But this one I've never seen, and there's even a mini-series of Best Man, the final chapter on Peacock. That's shocking because I didn't know about that. But for now, I can't wait to watch this one because the cast is awesome, and it's a black comedy romance drama with black people. How often do you see those? Like, never. Next up, I have a bootleg copy of P-Valley, the Star series about a group of exotic dancers in Mississippi navigating life with a whole load of challenges. This show adds so much nuance to people. I love it. It adds nuance to so many of its characters, and it shows them as real people. If you're ever watching something and have a preconceived notion of who someone is or what their life is like, try nuance. Nuance is the way to make things better. Nuance makes you realize people are human. And honestly, I don't care that this is a bootleg because these companies are getting outrageous. So yeah, I found this one on eBay, by the way. Next up, I have The Animal Kingdom. This was a movie that I haven't seen yet, but I saw the trailer in 2023. And immediately made me want to watch it. I don't know what it's about exactly. It seems like a movie that I would like. There's some possible body horror or stuff going on with evolution and humans. I really need to see this. And I picked it up because it's from Magnolia Home Entertainment, which is an indie label that most people, I feel, should know about. Magnolia Home Entertainment makes movies for, I feel, all taste. You have action, you have romance, you have whatever this is, sci-fi. If there's something you love, they have a movie for it, and plus their physical copies of their movies are pretty cheap. So that's something to look into. Next up, I found the collector's edition of Matilda. Matilda is such a comfort movie. She's so adorable. She is a girl that has magical powers, and she's just trying to fit in, you know. She's weird and she doesn't have anybody to relate to, so she becomes just the best version of herself. I love that. Matilda is an adorable girl that you get to see go through life in this movie, and it's pretty interesting to see. It's also directed by the actor that plays her father, Danny DeVito, so that's a pretty cool fun fact. This next movie is, sorry, my new glasses. This next movie is without a doubt terrible. Chris Stokes, I know, ew. But I saw this movie once and I need more bad-ish movies in my collection so I could just have something to turn on, not think too heavy, and just watch it and then turn it off. That's why I picked this up. It was entertaining in a bad way, so that's why I picked it up. Next, we have another comfort movie of mine from the 90s, Jurassic Park. This movie is a fun adventure and sci-fi movie that's also a cautionary tale about messing with species who should not be messed with by humans. Also, corporations gonna be corporations in this. It's a lot of fun, and there's some deeper context, and not to mention the visual effects still hold up to this day. And this movie is from the early 90s. That's pretty awesome. I think Steven Spielberg really made the ultimate comfort movie for so many of us, if not many movies. This one is amazing. I have to get E.T. too. E.T. is incredible. When the Bow Breaks. This movie is an erotic thriller that is okay. It's not great. I just really love it because it's a black cast. Most of the cast I recognize, and I've been trying to collect as many of these like scandalous erotic thrillers with black casts in them because there's not many, but I just would like to review them, you know, and have them in my collection. Next up, we have American Psycho. American Psycho is a movie that I think gets better and better with age. When I saw it, I was probably too young. I just thought it was about a crazy dude who was murdering people. But that's not really what it is at all. It is a social satire. It is a brutal movie about a killer, but it also has, to me, a lot of ambiguity in some of the actions that Patrick Bateman is doing. Not to mention his crowd of people, his social circle. They're like the worst kind of people, and they're so terribly vain. It's interesting to watch. Next up, I got this from Barnes & Noble, Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction is the erotic thriller that was the most commercially successful at the time. I don't know if it still is, but it was. It had a great performance by Michael Douglas and Glenn Close. She is seriously unhinged in this movie. I don't think I've ever seen her like this, honestly. She is so insane, but also it's a movie that once you revisit when you're older, it makes you think a little bit more critically about who's at fault. And it, to me, is not a versus at fault. To me, everyone is at fault here with a situation like this, because Glenn Close's character is clearly mentally unstable, but Michael Douglas gives in to a lot of her actions. So this is that erotic thriller that was so successful. It spawned so many more, especially movies with Michael Douglas as the lead. Ooh, we have another comfort watch, you guys, from the 90s, Independence Day. This is a movie that was constantly on replay in my household. We had the VHS. When it got to DVD, we had the DVD. I think my parents now have the Blu-ray. This movie is amazing. It's a alien invasion movie that plays itself very seriously. One where the whole world, especially the US, has to work together. I already really love alien invasion movies because they force you to work together to make it, to survive, and that is a great story. And it happens on Independence Day, so that's pretty wild. Not to mention the actor Bill Pullman is one of the greatest presidents on screen ever. We have Blink Twice. Blink Twice is such a visceral movie. I think the directorial debut from Zoe Kravitz was incredible. It is not an easy movie to watch, but it is an important movie to watch. It deals with a lot of sexual assault and loss of consent, and just how powerful people will overstep at every turn. It is very shocking to see, and trigger warning, if you find this topic difficult to watch, there is a lot of essay in this movie. It is. But I think it is a great movie. It's not going to be one I revisit often, obviously, but I feel like it was a great movie. Triangle. I could only find the Region B version of this because Region A was just way too expensive, but this is a psychological horror thriller that I feel enjoyment in every time I watch it because it's so shocking, it's so brilliant the way it plays a few of the twists. Some of it is kind of, you didn't have to do that, but for the most part, I think this movie works really well, and the ending is shocking and sad. I really love this movie. It is a British and Australian movie that I think everyone should see. Next up, I have Love Actually. I've never seen this movie. It was just recommended a lot to me, so I felt the need to pick it up. It was about $9, I think, so that's pretty affordable. That's why I picked it up. I am getting quite the collection of romance and romance comedies. I still need to fill that area out, but for now, I have Love Actually. Next up, I have Horrible Bosses. This is a crazy movie. Like, just the plot is crazy. I love it because of how lewd and comedic it is, but these guys, they're sick of their bosses, so they come up with a plot to kill them. That's ridiculous, and it sounds like something straight out of the 90s. That's why I like this. But I haven't seen the extra edition yet. I made a mistake and put the wrong one in, so I don't know what's different, but I will watch it again at some point, just so I can see what the difference is. Next up, we have Shame. This is a movie by the British filmmaker Steve McQueen. I've only seen one of his other movies before, but this one was a pretty quiet, pretty sexually explicit movie about a man that's dealing with a lot. He also seems to be very lonely, even though he has a social circle. So movies like that really intrigue me and challenge me to think critically about the human experience. That's why I really liked watching this movie, and I'm going to revisit it again, probably soon. Urban Legend. This movie, to me, isn't very good. I do really appreciate they did a slasher based off of American urban legends. That's really awesome, and I think that is something that's missing in the horror landscape. American urban legends being horror concepts. Like, we have enough of them. I think that should be explored, in my opinion. I just think that would be awesome. Next up, we have a movie that I've only seen once, but I fell hard for, and that's Mars Attacks. This movie is so wacky. It's so weird. It's funny. It's visually bonkers, but I love it. It's another movie about an alien invasion, and it has Tim Burton directing it, who is a weird person as it is, but when he directs something and really goes for the weird and silly, he's great at that. And this movie has a fully stacked cast of people before they were stars, so that's awesome too. And last but not least, I have 2 movies that I got from the Groove sale when they were doing animated movies that were like must-buys. So I got The Prince of Egypt from DreamWorks and The Road to El Dorado. Both of these movies have great soundtracks, they have unique animation, and they have great lessons at the end of the day. I love a movie that is beautiful and can make me think so well after I watch it. These 2 are must-haves, especially for my animation collection. Thank you so much for sticking around for my physical media haul for April. This was pretty fun. I love everything I got, and I can't wait to watch these movies and just absorb them again. I really, really love that. So I just need you to let me know, what's your favorite movie you watched recently? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.